Welcome to the third part of Super Project Planning. So before we start, these are updates for your assignment. So I received this three system on my email. So I am still waiting for the group who haven't submitted yet their assignment or their previous software engineering project. And this table here is your given for your learning online space assignment early on. So please refer to this table when you are answering the quiz available in your Leon's platform. So let's continue. So in this lecture, we're going to compute for unadjusted function point. So we have unadjusted function point and adjusted function point. So let's continue with the UFP. So awaiting factor are identified for all functional unit and multiplied with the functional unit accordingly. The procedure for the calculations of unadjusted function point is given in table above. So yung table na pinakita ko sa inyo kanina. Ito yon. So this is the computing function point. So this is the table. This is how are we going to measure the functional unit. Okay. So, with that table, so yun yung given natin. We're going now to compute for the unadjusted function point. So, the formula for our unadjusted function point, so we have the summation of I from 1 to 5 and summation of j from 1 to 3 multiplied by Zij, Wij. So wherein I indicates the row and J indicates the column of table 1. So we're going to have an example later using this formula. Wherein Zij is the count of number of functional unit of type I that have been classified as having the complexity corresponding to column J. So that is our U at P. So, organizations that use functional point method develop a criterion for determining whether a particular entry is low, average, or high. Nonetheless, the determination of complexity is somewhat subjective. So, yung pag-determine natin between high, average, and low can be subjective. So, for example, in your project, I will be giving you a constant value for low, average, and high. Pero pwedeng sa ibang institution, pwedeng may sarili silang value for low, average, and high. So kaya nga siya subjective. So to compute for the function point, it is equals to unadjusted function point times the CEF. CEF is the complexity adjustment factor. And the CEF is equals to the constant of 0.65 plus 0.01 times the summation of Fi, wherein Fi is equals to wherein I is equals to 214, wherein it is the degree of influence or R based on the response to question noted in table 3. So, yung ano nga ba yung summation of Fi? So, ito yon. This is the rate wherein you're going to ask yourself, or as a software engineer involved in the planning, you're going to be asked if each question is no influence, incidental, moderate, average, significant, or essential, between 0 to 5. So, for example, does the system require reliable backup in recovery? So, does it require reliable backup? Is it no influence? Is it essential? Or just average? kailangan pero pwedeng mag-exist, pwedeng hindi. So, yan yung magiging possible na sagot natin between 0 to 5. So, let's say number 1, we have 3. Number 2 is data communication required. So, kung yung system ba yun, kailangan online ba siya? So, kailangan essential. Hindi gagana yung system pag hindi siya walang data communication. So, pwedeng 5. So, yun. So, you're going to ask yourself with this 14 question and provide your answer between 0 to 5. So, that would be your CA or CAF, your complexity adjustment factor. Okay. Function point may compute the following important matrix. Ano yung pwede niyang makompute? Productivity, quality, cost, and the other one is documentation. Within productivity is equals to function point over persons minus months. Quality is equals to defect over function point. Cost is sabi dito rupees kasi. Pero let's say peso or amount divided by function point. Documentation is equals to pages of documentation per function point or FP. These metrics are controversial and are not universally acceptable. There are standard issues issued by the International Function Point User Group or IFPUG covering the Albrecht method. And the United Kingdom Function Point User Group, the UFPGU, covering the MK11 method. An ISO standard for function point method is also being developed. So, baka familiar na ito sa atin. So, for example, let's have an example, a rundown how to compute for the UPF, UFP, and FP. So, for example, we have this example 4.1. Consider the project with the following functional unit. The number of input 50, number of user output 40, number of user inquiry 35, number of user files 6, number of external interface 4. Assume all complexity, adjustment factor, and weighting factor are average. And compute for the function point for the project. So, considering ito, isang project ito, yung project na to, merong mga ganyang value. Yung input niya daw ay 50, and yung user output niya is 40. So, yan yung when a project is designed, so ito yung possible na maging value niya. So, in this example, we are only asked that the average daw yung complexity adjustment factor. Weighted factor are average yung nasa table natin dito. That is why in here, so kukunin natin yung average per function unit. So kaya nilagay ko na siya dito para makita natin. So for EI or external input, we have 4, EO5, EQ4, ILF10, and EIF7. So, yan yung magiging average complexity natin. So, with the given value for this number of complexity, so, dito, i-summarize na natin dito. So, nilagay ko dito yung given para madali natin tingnan. So, number of user input, 50 times 4. Ano yung 4? 4 is the average. So, kopyahin ko yung average complexity para makita din natin. Ayan. Delete ko na lang mamaya. Okay, so the average complexity, so we have 4. And then for user output, 40 times 5. Then 35 times 4. 6 times 10. And then 4 times 7. So, yun yung average complexity. Dyan yun galing. Okay, so let's answer for this one. 50 times 4, 200. 40 times 5, 200. Plus 35 times 4, 140, plus 6 times 10, 60, plus 4 times 7, 28. So we have the unadjusted function point of 628. And then, CAF, no, yung CAF natin kanina, dito siya, galing siya dito sa table na ito. And then, with a constant value of, yung constant value natin. Constant, ito pong 0.65 plus 0.1, given siya, and a constant value. So, kukunin, ang kailangan lang natin kunin is yung summation of Fi. So, nilagdaglagay ako dito ng example. So, for example, question number 1, di ba? Does it need backup? So, yung answer natin, dito nga yan, kunwari ay 3. So, yung lahat ng yan, i-add natin, which at this moment, 42. So, yun yung magiging value natin dito. So, 42 times 0.02. So, magkakaroon tayo ng 0.42 plus 0.65. So, we have 1.7. So, the function point, hindi na siya unadjusted. So, the function point is equals to UFP times CEF. So, 628, ito, times 1.07. So, we have the function point of 672. Okay, so that is your how we solve for the FP. Okay, another example. An application has the following: 10 low external input, 12 high external output, 20 low external logical file, 15 high external interface file, 12 average external inquiries, and a value of complexity adjustment of 1.10. So, meron na siyang 1.10. What are the unadjusted function points count? So, ang hinahanap natin is unadjusted function point count. So, with a given value, so ito yung nakuha natin, 10. And natin ako yung 10. Pero sabi dito, low. What is the value for low? 3. Again, another 12. Tapos, sabi niya dito, 12 high external count. So, ibig sabihin, 7. Ayan. Huwag tayo malito. Galing yan ito dito sa table na to. So, please refer to the counting function point table para dito sa given natin. Okay, so, times natin, 10 times 3, 30, 12 times 7, 84, 20 times 7, 140, 15 times 10, 150, and then 12 times 4, 48. So, we have 452. Ito na ngayon yung unadjusted function point. If we're going to compute for the function point, it will be equal to 400, UFP times CEF. AFP is 452 times 1.0, which is given for the, sa problem, complexity adjustment factor of 1.10, given siya, is equals to 452 times 1.10 is equals to 497.2 function point. Okay? So, see you on our next video with another assignment.